musica quando è forte però. Ah, vediamo. Tre, quattro, cinque, ok. Subito. Ah, no, aspetta, allora. Welcome back, ok. Mission code, ok, sta rail. Ok, sta rail. Ah, Taylor Albert Guest, ok. Ci sta. Anaxa. Anaxa, Finon e Mem, ok. Recycling Station. Recycling Station? Che senso Recycling Station? Thriller, vediamo. Non si dà la capaccia.
神々よご覧ください。オンパロスは勝利を収め再創期が間もなく訪れます。しかし本当にそうでしょうか。
最近エルシオンの景色がまぶたの裏をよぎるんだ。
最後の一人になったとしても再創生の偉業を成し遂げてください。
新世界は必ず訪れる。黎明を灯す。星々を燃やし尽くす。諸行をもたらそう。第1回キノコニ聖杯戦争開幕
とあなたが私のマスターか。燃えたて騎士の魂よ。暴風よ舞い上がれ。
もう少し手応えがあると思った
アーチェル。
機は熟した。逃げ場はない。
あらゆる邪悪を打ち滅ぼせセイバー。
汝は開白の黎明が訪れるまで灼熱の太陽を背負い続ける。
死者を花から呼び出して殺し合
Nuovo
わせて
patto?
勝者が全てを手に入れる。
行かなくちゃいけない。背負わないといけないんだ。
キノコニーの伝説はあれど永遠はないと。
お任せを。
私います。
ピナクニ？
壊滅。これにて完成。宝石の余震をもって来世に暁を。
Questo è molto stile Nanook. Cioè, quindi aspetta. Vabbè, lasciamo perdere il mio codice. Non si lasciamo. Cioè, quindi la prima guerra del Santo Graal è a Pinaconi. Che senso? Sì, comunque c'è nel simbolo questo qua di Master di Fate. Ok. Interessante. Ok. Prima guerra del Graal. Oddio, spero. Oddio, se va bene la collaborazione, spero ne fanno anche altre. Spero ne fanno anche altre, veramente. Ok, andiamo avanti. Tanto non c'è nessuno. Eccolo Albert. Anaxa Finon.
Hey, Mr. Albert?
Hello!
Owlbert.
Woo! And whether or not you have a day-night cycle. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Grazie.
Welcome to the version 3.4 for the sun is set to die. Special program.
Allora, io non vorrei avere, cioè non lo so il cinese, mi piacerebbe saperlo. Però al massimo in inglese, grazie.
Your most beloved host, Albert.
Rebooting really does solve all problems. Now we can introduce ourselves. Hi, everyone. I'm Finan. I'm so happy to be on the special program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anaxagoras.
Ok, sì.
Nice to see all of you again. Did you miss me?
Oh, of course we missed you. Well, dear guests, welcome to the show. I have been looking forward to this special program more than anything else. The way the story in the last version left off had my heart racing.
Il finale
The
sì,
burning
questo
sky and the fall of dawn. Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
Prossimo.
Oliver.
Prossimo. Infatti comunque come tanti giochi con la 1050 Ti non la posso, lo sai bene che non posso portarli, purtroppo. Finalmente la scheda video, comunque la scheda video è ancora molto lontana.
Our Chrysosaur companions
Da me.
did everything in their power to buy precious time for the Trailblazer and Finan, so they could return the very last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
We already found out the
Okay.
truth, so what do a few sacrifices matter? Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this. You just need to boldly take that last step toward the Era Nova.
But in the
Ok.
trailer just now, it seems like Finan is
Sì,
gonna go
ancora
through a
io-
lot. I
l'ha
saw
creduto
a few
fin
scenes that
troppo.
looked like flashbacks, and I think I even saw a different form of him.
The truth of Amphoris is about to reveal itself.
Ci ho creduto molto quando provai The First Descendant, non è andata bene. Cioè, ti ho fatto pure vedere, quindi non è andata molto, per niente bene. E ci credevo molto. Quindi... Un po' sto cazzo di microfono che sta moscia. È un po' pesante. Perché è pesante. Quindi...
So everyone can already tell that all
Purtroppo
that's
posso
happened in
dirci quanto
Amphoris
voglio,
is
ma-
not as simple as it seems.
non sempre va
Indeed.
bene.
For example, when we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures. It was like the whole world was peeling off.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we take a look back at our whole journey so far in Amphoris and lay out our suspicions and clues we have. First,
Okay.
at the end of the 3.3
Riepilogo?
story, the geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoris' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
It has something to do with that erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it? Even though I don't quite understand these principles, this breeding ground, which switched from following the path of erudition to the path of destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Era Nova.
In addition, that Tin Man Lygist is also pretty suspicious. He and Finan had a pretty significant conversation in the Vortex of Genesis.
Actually, I was already suspicious of him when he said he could fix the Express and send the Trailblazers back home. Well,
infatti.
the mask is coming off now.
Based on my interactions with him, Lygus doesn't seem to have any desire to oppose the Chrysos heirs. Rather, he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Could it be that everything that's happened so far is exactly what he wanted to see? That title, Theoros, does mean spectator. If we combine this information with what we know about the relationship between the scepter and paths, maybe Amphoreus is being used as a chessboard by people from beyond this world, and Lygus is one of them.
Oh, you're exactly right. If the situation in the cosmos is like a game of chess, then Amphoreus is a trap to set up the checkmate. But who knows? Maybe the chess pieces themselves can overturn the board. The hero's Era Nova could affect the worlds beyond the sky, and the Trailblazers' choices may also determine the future of the universe.
But before the Era Nova actually arrives, there's no way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for Amphoreus. I don't want them to have to experience the unknown of Era Nova.
As someone from beyond the sky, They already risked a lot by taking on a demigod's divine authority. If something were to happen in the Era Nova...
No, we can't let them stay. They have to listen to Finan and go home.
Well said. The Trailblazers won't betray the sincerity you've shown them. However, their fate will still be tied to that of Emphorius. They'll be returning to the battlefield with a very important mission.
On the other hand, I suspect many of our audience members, like me, have some questions about Finan. That Finan we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
Well, maybe that Finan isn't the one we're all familiar with.
Oh?
But I'll leave the specific details for everyone to find out themselves
No,
in the
dai, non dite
game
che
in
si chiama
version
veramente
3.4.
Kevin. Dai.
I've actually got some other information to reveal to you.
What kind of information?
Che tipo di
Following the story's
informazioni?
progress, as I've
Okay.
written, we'll receive a big update in this version. In these records that we've kept, you will be able to catch a glimpse of Emphorius' true nature.
Before,
Cosa?
as I've written, was like a storybook, keeping
Sì.
record of our friends' stories.
Ok.
Now, even its appearance has changed. It feels like something big is about to happen.
It looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
Infatti.
You can use this system to unlock even more of Emphorius' secrets.
Indeed.
That's right.
True.
Aside from the major updates too, as
Okay.
I've written, the long-awaited skip dialogue feature, which was
Terza?
previously
Ok, la
announced,
versione
is
aperta.
finally going live in version 3.4. Story dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section displayed along the way. Now you can
non lo
choose
farò
the
mai.
pace of storytelling based on your own preferences. In version 3.6, there'll also be a
3.6.
story recap function.
Story
Stay tuned.
recap?
But of course, as we
Ooh.
move into version 3.4,
3.6,
we shall
okay.
take the final step of the prophecy together and witness the
Ah,
truth and the
3.4?
fate of this world. And the myriad celestia that Mr. Shaoji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview is finally going live soon.
Ma però ci assomiglia molto.
You mean
a
what's
Nanook.
happening beyond the sky?
Finan.
Is it also related to Emphorius and Era Nova?
We'll have to keep it a secret for now. Meanwhile, we'll be releasing an animated short. This animated short contains a very important part of the story in version 3.4.
E vabbè.
Can't spill too much here,
Ma
but I can
dai.
give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song. So don't miss it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sperando che pure questa non sia stata chiamata da qualcuno. Cristo santo.
Can't wait to dive into the new story already.
Next, why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Viden and take a look at his story together.
Ok. Vabbè.
What in the world happened to Finan to make him change this much?
Vabbè.
This is nothing like the warm, sunny person we all know. Now he
Physical
seems
distraction,
strange
ok.
and formidable.
Oh, could you elaborate?
I remember when our buddy first showed up in Emphorius. Finan was one of the first Chrysosairs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came knocking, he always had our backs.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Finan carries the expectations of many. He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy, and Aglaya's hand-picked successor of the Flame Chase journey. Aglaya even used her own death to set him up for success by making the Council of Elders the focus of criticism and allowing Finan to step up and rally the people.
Yeah, all of us have high hopes for him. Some even call him the Deliverer of Amphorius. Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used to call him Little Deliverer Boy.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
I'm curious. Who's Finan like before he joined the Flame Chase journey? Was he one of those perfect kids everyone got compared to?
Before the Flame Chase journey, guess we've got to go back to my hometown, Ides Elysiae. It was a small, remote village. Nothing flashy, but far away from the chaos.
Ooh, sounds like a real peaceful place.
It was. And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well. There were also beautiful rivers and mountains, and even a forest. That forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little, I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies. When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the sea. We pretended to be heroes from the old stories and practiced our swordsmanship. When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
No strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff? Seems like a complete paradise.
The wheat fields look gorgeous too. Lying there surrounded by golden waves of wheat, with the breeze carrying that sweet malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
And guess what? You won't have to imagine for long. In version 3.4, we get to explore Ides Elysiae alongside the Trailblazer. Learn about Finan's past, how he became a warrior, joined the Flame Chase, and grew into the person he is today.
Can't wait!
From a carefree little kid to the deliverer carrying everyone's hopes, you've really come a long way.
These days, Finan just gives off this heaviness. Like he'd still press on no matter how exhausted, just to live up to everyone's expectations.
Amphorius needed a hero, so he became one. The Chrysos heirs needed hope and a leader, so that's who he became. Looking back at the main art for this version, even though Finan's face is still the same, his whole vibe has shifted. His gaze is now sharp and commanding, completely different from before. Now we're just one step away from the era Nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphorius are about to come to light. What trials lie ahead, and what choices will Finan make?
A hero's journey is never easy. But if the will in your heart is strong enough, no fire can burn you out. If anything, every trial is just a forge for an even brighter soul. I am more than ready.
Well said. Then, let's let everyone experience it all themselves in version 3.4. Now let's take a look at how Finan performs in battle.
Oh, vediamo, ok.
You got it. I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows. When using my skill, I'll deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. The use of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Not at all. Finan can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability. If he is the target of a teammate's ability, Finan will deal even more damage.
When I use my ultimate, I'll create a territory and transform.
After transforming, Finan powers up massively. Teammates temporarily retreat and can't take action, while he faces the enemy head-on with newfound strength.
All alone? That sounds way too risky.
No worries. All the talents and buffs from Finan's teammates still stay active to provide him with much-needed support.
Exactly. After using the core flames to transform, I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: Creation, Calamity, and Foundation. Each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. Calling upon the power of the Calamity Titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action.
during which I receive reduced damage, and each hit I take builds up the Soul Scorch stack. Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on one random enemy.
Heads up. The more Soul Scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
Using these two abilities also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge, which fuels my third ability. With the power of the Foundation Titans, I dispel all debuffs on myself, then use Scourge Charge to deal bounce damage. If I've maxed out the consumable Scourge Charge, I also slam all enemies with extra damage.
Once all his actions have been used up, Finan will unleash one final blow, hitting all enemies before removing the territory. Finan's technique is pretty unique too. Upon casting it, Finan instantly strikes all enemies in a certain radius. If they're normal enemies, they're immediately wiped out without even triggering a battle.
Wait, all enemies? That's nuts!
Of course, power comes with a cost. This technique consumes 2 technique points.
If the technique misses, it won't cost any points. Plus, when Finan's in the team, the technique point cap goes up by 3.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates. In addition, at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
I see.
All right, now that we've wrapped up Finan's combat abilities, it's time to bring you some updates on a few familiar faces.
Se non colpisce nessuno non consuma punti.
Silverwolf,
Quanto
Blade, Kafka, and Jing Liu are all getting some serious enhancements.
Kafka però.
Mr. Albert, please do tell us what's changing.
Let's start with Silverwolf. After the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Tutti
So it's
nemici?
AoE now, not single target.
Exactly. Meanwhile, she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup. On top of that, Silverwolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier to apply the weakness we actually want.
Next up,
Ok, ora io
Kafka.
cominciare a
After
usare
the
più
buffs,
Silverwolf.
Kafka's skill
Kafka,
will
ok.
trigger more DOT.
La skill di Kafka triggerà molto
T on
DT.
enemies.
Come dotto?
And whenever a
Qualcuno
teammate
ci
hits an
dotta.
enemy target with any kind of attack, Kafka will launch a follow-up attack. After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate, recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Yeah, for sure.
Aspetta,
Debuffs.
ritorniamo indietro.
Basically, Kafka
Ultimate recovers the number and also
After the Rosinante, the talent for gives one trigger counter. The talent for can use all dot debuff target. Ok. %% del danno originale.
trigger
Minchia.
extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate, recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to DOT output.
Yeah, for sure.
And now for
Minchia.
Blade. After
Blade,
the
vediamo
update,
un
he
pochino,
will
non ce
deal
l'avevo
damage to
Blade.
enemies based on his max HP.
Max
When Blade
HP?
enters the Hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up attacks will regenerate extra energy.
Sounds like Blade can trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often,
Oh.
meaning his total damage output's gonna spike.
Good observation. A change will happen to Jing Liu as well. Now
Anche
she'll deal
Jing
damage to
Liu?
enemies based on her max HP.
Pure lei
Each time a
max
teammate
HP.
loses HP, Jing Liu stacks extra crit damage. After she enters the spectral transmigration state, she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
Our old
Ancora?
friends sure
Veramente
are getting
ancora?
some solid upgrades.
Minchia,
But with
sì.
all these ability reworks, won't their Eidolons be affected?
Oh, don't worry,
Infatti.
Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends' Eidolons will be tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything
okay.
stays in sync.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of their abilities?
That won't be a problem. You can switch
Non
between
è-
our
non
friends'
c'è-
ability
puoi
modes
scegliere
freely,
tra
so
quella
choose whichever
migliorata e
version
quella
you
no.
like best. For more details, be sure to keep an eye out for official announcements.
Sounds
Figo.
good.
Aside from the ability reworks, one more old friend of ours is getting something new this time
Something
around.
new this time around.
Oh, who is it?
In version 3.4,
Ok.
Firefly's brand new outfit,
Ah, sì, sì, la
Spring
skin.
Missive,
La
is
nuova
making
skin di
its debut.
Firefly.
A new
Look
outfit.
at that.
Ooh, let's take a look at the video clip first.
Non ho Firefly purtroppo. Bellina però.
With her school uniform on, Firefly looks more youthful than ever. And that firefly-shaped brooch on her chest, you can tell she put a lot of thought into picking it out.
Maybe she even asked for fashion advice from her fellow Stellaron hunters.
Well, Miss Kafka does have an eye for style. They must have talked a lot about it behind the scenes.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
Oh, totally possible. If I had a mech,
Ok.
I'd also
Vabbè, un
probably
Eric
coordinate it with my
Shard,
outfit. New
ovviamente.
theme, new colors. The whole look has to be consistent. You'll be able to grab Firefly's new look from the contract shop using Oniric shards. And again, please stay tuned for further details and future official announcements.
Vabbè.
Next, let's take a look at this version's banners.
Ok.
In version 3.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Finan. And the limited 5-star
Sì.
light cone, thus burns the dawn, will have a
Ok.
boosted drop rate. Also, a brand new 4-star light cone for the
Ooh.
Path of Remembrance, the story's next page, is being added to the first half banner. At the same
Okay.
time, we'll also kick off a special warp event.
Tribi.
The limited 5-star characters, Treeby,
Sunday
Sunday, and Sparkle are coming back.
Sparkle. Ok.
5-star light cones, if time were a flower, a grounded ascent, and early
Ok,
escapade will
interessante.
return as well. In the second half of version 3.4, we've got another
Firefly,
round of special warp events. Limited
Jing
5-star
Liu.
characters, Firefly, Jing Liu, and Blade will be
Blade.
back along with the
Oddio,
limited
Blade.
5-star light cones.
Oddio, San...
Whereabouts
No,
your dreams
Sandy,
rest,
no,
I shall be my own
no,
sword and the
palle.
unreachable side.
Perché quanti troppi personaggi?
Two of our
Troppi
newly buffed old friends
personaggi.
are making a comeback in this version. What about Kafka and Silverwolf?
Here's a little sneak peek. Limited 5-star characters, Kafka and Silver Wolf, will be back in version 3.5.
3.5.
Limited 5-star light cones, patience is all you need, and incessant rain will rerun as well.
Nice!
Also, 8 new
Ma
4-star light
dai!
cones will be added to the Nameless Honor rewards in version 3.4.
3.5
I see
Kafka.
quite a few familiar faces on the light cones. There are a few mini versions of Chrysos heirs.
Looks like Finan really does enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Nature's mattress. Can't beat that level of comfort.
Bella questa di Tribby.
All
Con
right,
Trisbios.
let's take a quick break. There's still more version 3.4 content coming your way.
Vedi anche questa di Castoris. Che palle, troppi personaggi. Uffa. Uffa. Twitch paga, così posso spendere soldi. Vabbè. Madonna, troppi personaggi, perché? adesso ci sta Saber, ci sta Sunday, poi la prossima 3.5 ci sta K. Che palle. Cioè sì che è un bel po' di pull, anche quello, però Cristo santo, troppi personaggi. Vabbè, sto avanti.
Welcome back.
Ok.
Let's take a look at the events.
Origami
this
Board
version.
Crash,
A piece
ok.
of good news comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos. Origami Bird Class is
Okay.
about to return in version 3.4.
Oh, is that the cute Match 3 game?
That's right. The International Peace Corporation has officially sponsored Origami Bird Clash and hopes to promote this arcade game full of Penaconian flavor throughout the whole cosmos. And the first step to starting that grand venture will be to open up the original shop arcade on the Trailblazers Radiant Feldspar.
There needs to be some new game modes for the game to make a name
Huh?
for itself, right?
Of course. This time, the two players will take turns acting on the same field, and every player has a set number of moves. You can eliminate 4 or more fruits to form bombs and obtain extra moves.
You can also get extra moves when you swap 2 super bombs to trigger a combo elimination.
Oh no! I see obstacles popping up on the field. How are we supposed to deal with those?
Not to worry. In this version of the Origami Bird Clash, there will be
Sì.
lots of new items that can help you in
Altri
battle.
nuovi oggetti.
For example,
ok.
Shattering Hammer can eliminate any individual fruit or obstacle.
ok.
Spicy Bomb can turn a fruit into a bomb, and Reset Cube can reset all fruits on the field. Leveling up items will also make them more powerful.
As long as you pick the right
Anche
item at the
livellabili?
right time,
Buono.
you can turn the tide and deliver a powerful blow to your opponent.
There are plenty of familiar faces among our opponents this time.
Oh no,
That's right.
gente.
Trailblazers can still battle against many old friends in this event. In addition to participating in story challenges, Trailblazers can also do open challenges with friends from
Ovviamente
across the universe.
multiplayer, sì,
This
sì,
multiplayer
sì.
mode won't end with version 3.4 either. Origami Bird Class will replace the Seal Slammers multiplayer mode and become the new long-term co-op game mode.
We're done slamming
Gioco in the
seals.
game?
Now it's time for
Figo.
slamming paper
Gioco in the game
birds.
cop. Interessante,
Let's
ok.
continue with more.
Non fa per
Version
me, però
content.
ok.
Our old friend Gift of Odyssey
Ovviamente i classici
returns as
10
usual in version 3.4.
10 biglietti gratis.
The Planar Fissure and Realm of the Strange events will
Planar
also
Fissure che
return.
non-
Complete the challenges to get double rewards.
Yep.
Oddio.
In version 3.4, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Cinders, will also come online. And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred Bud of Twilight, for wind characters upon completing the challenge.
At the same time, the planar
Blue
ornaments,
Plana, Blue
Arcadia
Plana
of Woven
anche.
Dreams, and Revelry by the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah, why did my seat collapse?
In addition, I'd like to share with you some information about a few events outside the game.
Ah,
First,
fuori gioco.
the annual
Vabbè, sti
Hoyo
cazzi.
Fest Offline exhibition will begin in July. This year's event venues have been completely upgraded, and the events will be held in core cities in 6 Southeast Asian countries.
That's right. We've also prepared a lot of event missions and new merchandise. Please follow our official channels for details about the events and tickets.
Vabbè,
In
non mi
addition,
interessa, non-
Honkai Star Rail will be joining Anime Expo this July. Come visit the Star
Anime
Rail
Expo?
booth and claim free limited gifts.
A special panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be held at Anime Expo,
Sector, ok.
featuring several
vabbè.
special guests.
Please keep an eye out for more info and official announcements. See you at Anime Expo.
Well, thank you all for your kind introductions. Let me see. We're almost
No,
out of
ancora a metà.
time. We'll move it on to our next show in just a sec.
You seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
Well, I am a professional superhost.
What's
Oh,
going
no.
on?
Ah,
Chris
metà,
Albert.
metà per
What's going on?
la storia, metà
What's
per
on
le...
yet?
No, collab.
Whether or not your world
Volevo mettere
has
anche
the
questo, ma poi era
concept of a
troppo
holy grail.
lungo.
Welcome Welcome to the live stage of the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collab special program.
Ah, long time no see.
Mi sembra un po' troppo lungo. Arrivano finalmente le trivelle automatizzate e reaction alla 3.4 di Star Rail. È un po' lunghino come titolo.
Everyone, I'm a venturine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Howdy, Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill, at your service.
Welcome, both of you.
Okay.
I, Albert, have apparently been summoned by the Holy Grail to be this show's host today.
Albert, could your class be...
Poi avviato da venerdì scorso lo fare.
Oh, son of a gun. Ah, that's funny.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nice.
Well, presenter doesn't sound half bad. In that case, why don't you present the situation to our audience? Explain what you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
Allora, non il Santo Graal, perché Pinacony?
Soon after the ripples of the Charmony Festival had calmed, the Trailblazer received a secret invitation from old Odie, head of the Alfalfa family. It turns out that the old Jen is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War. Sounds like a Holy Grail War is taking place in the Sweet Dream.
That's right. But I have no idea where old Odie got his Holy Grail from. Let me give a brief explanation of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle. And the Holy Grail War is a magecraft ritual for obtaining that power. As long as you win in the brutal contest of the Holy Grail War, the Grail can fulfill your wishes.
That daggum Wubba Boot Charming Festival has only just concluded, and they're putting on a new show already.
Hey, don't forget that Penacony prides itself on being a holiday resort. How are they going to attract tourists? They don't have any events. Besides, didn't the last Charmony Festival have a little accident? I mean, that probably wasn't great for Penacony's image. The family's definitely going to want to find another opportunity to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old Odie hopes to make the Penacony and Holy Grail War into a new show that rivals the Charmony Festival, therefore returning Penacony to the cosmic limelight.
With dreams as the gimmick, the show is sure to attract a lot of money and a lot of dream chasers.
Non capisco, cioè in teoria
I bet old Odie is thinking of the same thing.
La guerra del
This
Santo
Sweet
Graal è
Dreams
una
and the Holy
battle
Grail War
royale,
program will be conducted in
tutti contro
Penacony.
tutti.
The 7 invited participants will summon famous historical figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final
noi
winner will
abbiamo-
receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
Chance to make any wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets don't discriminate, so someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Rest assured, everyone, the Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War production crew hereby swear that no one's life will be in danger in the dream. Everyone
Ok,
can
Saber e
participate
Archer,
and watch
ok,
in
ma gli
peace.
altri?
All right. Well, since it's you,
Perché
Albert,
ci sta
I'll leave it for
Lancer,
now.
ci sta Berserker,
Who's participating?
ci sta
To start
anche
off, the owner of
Gilgamesh.
the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Penacony's Superstar, the Soul Glad Festivity, our dear Trailblazer will
Ok,
be
sì.
participating.
Vabbè,
Oh, so
raccontato.
the Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right. In addition, Miss Robin will also
Robin?
be a part of this war.
Well,
Io
as
Robin
another
chi potrebbe
Penaconian
essere?
shareholder, the Interastral Peace Corporation's Strategic Investment Department sent me as their representative in the war.
The Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill
Robin.
will also participate in this Holy Grail War.
Actually, I was just wondering, why is a criminal wanted by the
Sakura?
IPC participating in this?
Micah got an invitation too, but he has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight
anch'io.
spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Looks like Mr. Boot Hill really has formed deep bonds with folks in Dreamflux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any
Okay.
other special participants that we've been looking forward to
infatti,
in this
altri?
Holy Grail War?
Of course. Apart from local Penaconian heroic spirits, 3 very well-known heroic spirits
3?
also arrive by the
3?
Grail summon and participate in this Holy
Saber.
Grail War. They are
Archer?
respectively Saber,
Ok.
Archer, and
Archer?
Lancer.
Oh, i 3
That's what I'm
big.
talking about.
Poi non ce
Now I
l'ha,
wonder
non
which
sa l'immagine
heroic
di
spirit will end
Lanza,
up accepting a
poverino.
contract with the Trailblazer.
Now,
Io
see?
ho preso più
This is how you attract
Gilgamesh.
attention. Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to
Però-
get the big names.
Ovviamente
As to
gioca
what
con
stories will
Artoria
unfold in the
Pendragon.
sweet dreams and the Holy Grail War, and who will forge a
Oh.
contract with who, Trailblazers will have to find out in the
Con
game.
chi?
Here's a
Oh.
reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade
Fate
Works
Stay
collaboration
Night,
Trailblaze
Fate Day
continuance.
Night.
Sweet
Grazie
Dreams and the
YouTube.
Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th.
11
keep an eye out for it.
luglio. Ok.
Now let's learn
Okay.
more about Saber and Archer, our 2 heroic spirits from another world.
Oh, yes!
Oh no. Non ci ho fatto caso. Ma povero Lancer. Ma povero Lancer miscalcolato da tutti, perfino da Fate. Poverino, preso per culo da tutti. In tutte le serie Fate anche qua. Poverino.
Saber's dress seems a little
Wind
different
Destruction,
from usual
ok.
now that she's arrived in
Poverino.
Penacony.
Well, this is the planet of festivities after all. You gotta dress up for the occasion.
Ah, Dio mio.
Exactly right. The King of Knight's new outfit was personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It retains her iconic blue and white colors.
And her iconic ahoge.
That's right. It retains the nobility of a king and also emphasizes utility for a warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of
Okay.
her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for how she looks in the game, well...
Excalibur. Ok, sì, Saber.
いつでも出陣できます
Sì, decisamente Saber. Guarda quando da dove mangia.
トライクエア複数カリバー
Eccola, Excalibur. Oh, aspetta. No. No, dietro. Hanno fatto... No. Hanno fatto la spada invisibile. Ma prima devi...
トライクエア
Ok, si inizia a intravedere e qui ulti si vede.
カリバー経験解放
Well, butter my
Madonna.
fudge and call me a biscuit. That Excalibur truly
Minchia,
shows her
100%
strength
accurato
as a
rispetto alla
king.
serie.
Oh, talk about fancy
Minchia.
visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face? Even in Penacony.
Oh, looks like Penaconian food is very much to her liking.
That's right.
Beh.
You can't fight on an empty stomach. Now, let's see how the King of Knights performs in battle.
Oddio.
Saber is a wind character following
sì.
the path of destruction.
Beh, sì.
Saber will gain a certain amount of core resonance when she enters battle. If she uses her technique in the overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
Ok,
The King of
attacco
Knights is
singolo.
cautious as
Ok,
ever in this
target
new
singolo.
world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and
Sì.
true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets. If
Okay.
Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her skill's damage.
Ah.
Figo.
In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Exactly.
Are there any other ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and
Pure con gli
increases her
altri?
own damage dealt.
The King
Figo.
of Nights has dispelled invisible air, barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air, Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into enhanced basic attack. Her enhanced basic
Ok,
attack
sì,
can damage
vabbè,
all
questo
enemies and provide
classico.
Saber with a certain amount of core resonance. Also, during battle, if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use her ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
Ooh.
So if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
That's right. Not
Ok.
only does the sword
Da
bear the
bullare.
King of Nights
Comunque
past,
da bullare.
present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal
11
that was
luglio.
held in the hearts of the countless
Ok.
soldiers who once followed her in battle. All right, that concludes Saber's introduction. Now
Ok,
we'll
questo
move
è
on
Saber.
to our next otherworldly heroic spirit, Archer.
Archer.
Seems like
Quantum
Archer cares
Anthem,
about
okay.
this Holy Grail war very much. He put on a new outfit, too.
He even changed where his accessories
Chissà se
go.
userà
Those
Unlimited
decorations he had on his
Bloodworks,
chest are now on his
come
shoulders.
ulti.
What sharp eyes you've got, dear guest. Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic red and black look, the sharp contrasts reminiscent of a blazing fire in the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure.
Sì, è molto in
The
stile
combination of the
primi
long
Fate, sì,
trench
Fate
coat with
Night, sì.
skin-tight combat gear
Molto
emphasizes
bellino.
his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
You got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
Ah, sì, sì. Ha copiato la mazza. Ha copiato la mazza come. Ok.
I am the bone of my soul. Unlimited Blade Works.
Lo usa veramente. Ok.
So that's Unlimited Blade Works? Oh, quite impressive indeed. After all, Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
I am the bone of my sword.
Madonna.
That sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
I agree.
Vero.
Well, then let's take a look at Archer's combat performance in detail.
Okay, Archer is a quantum character
Okay.
following the path of the hunt. When he
Lui-
uses his
lui
basic
target
attack,
single
Archer can deal
usualmente.
damage to one designated enemy.
An
Sì.
archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill points to enter the circuit connection state, dealing damage to one designated enemy. While in the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not end after he uses his skill, and he can continue to use his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Heads up. The more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies. After all,
okay.
everyone knows that a dual-wielding fighter who can't use their noble phantasm isn't a good archer. And
Madò,
using his
che
ultimate,
bello!
Archer will recite the classic chant to activate Unlimited Blade Wax, dealing damage to one enemy.
Apart from damaging the enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him special charge. After any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume special charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh, in that case, there's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal
Okay.
damage to all enemies and obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's introduction.
Oh.
Now, I have big news for everyone. From when the collab
È
event starts on
gratis.
July 11th and until the
È
end of version
gratis.
3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited 5-star collab character Archer for free.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome!
we hope
E
that
materiali che
under
possono
our
fino al livello
protection,
60.
every adventure that the Trailblazers embark on will cleave open the dark clouds and become a saga sung throughout the cosmos. We also hope that your encounter, or for some of you, a reunion, with the servants across this vast universe will bring you all wonderful memories in the days to come.
Oh, yeah. How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is...
Divertito? Scusa, quanto dura? Oddio. Che serio da così lunga? Oddio.
Is finally here as promised.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
Oh, awesome!
But let's keep our eyes on the present for now. I'm not quite done yet. Besides claiming Archer for free, Trailblazers can also directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for Archer.
Wow, how thoughtful.
Yeah, this version's got a lot of characters to level up after all.
All right, now let's check out the banner details. Once the collab starts on July 11th,
Vero che sono
Trailblazers
banner
can use Star
separati.
Rail special passes in the character
Sono
collaboration
banner
warps
separati
Excalibur
rispetto a quello
Excelsior and the
principale,
bone of
normale.
my sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber and Archer respectively. In the Light Cone collaboration warp, Trailblazers can
Quanto
get
è
the limited 5-star Light
bellissima
Cone, Thankless Coronation
Light Cone
from
di
Birth of a
Archer.
King, and the limited 5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn, from Red Radiance of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the Light Cone collaboration banners, but neither carries over to other types of warps.
Okay.
Cioè, quindi, aspetta. Quindi, i piti sono condivisi tra i loro due, tra le due collab, mentre sono separati da quello principale? Ok.
It's worth mentioning here that the character and Lycone collab banners will stay open long term after the event starts.
Does long term
Okay.
mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star
okay.
Lycones?
Exactly. These collab banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Oh, nice!
And here's one more piece of news for you all.
Oh,
From
che
the
notizia?
entire duration of version 3.4, using Star Rail special passes for your warps,
Ah,
bring some special limited time discounts. After the collab event starts, when Trailblazers spend a designated number of Star Rail special passes, they can directly obtain the limited 5-star Light Cone, The Hell Where Ideals Burn.
Throughout all of version 3.4? In other words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Finan or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, yeah!
And now, as the collab kicks off, the voice actors for Saber and Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us.
oh, hanno qualcosa
Let's
da
take a quick break,
dirci? Buono,
then
vediamo un
we're
attimino.
back to hear their special messages.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー役のカズメヤコです。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトあ
Wait, Kawasumi Arangu. Ya. Vediamo un pochino che dice. Facciamo così. Anime. Ok. Allora, Kawasumi Ayako. Inizia il D. Ok. Sister Princess. Vabbè, questo inizio 2000, non mi interessa. Come? Hanno fatto la... Ah, ok. Ah, quindi è sia il voice actor di Rin che di Saber? Ah, non lo sapevo. Non lo sapevo. Sia di Rin che di Saber. Condividono la voce. Ok. Più recenti? Fa vedere. Oddio, questo che cazzo è? Ah, non ho idea di chi tu sia. Vabbè, Saber. Chissà se ci sta. Ok, Carnival Phantasm. Fate Zero. Ok. Axel World. Ok. Ok, anche in Prisma Ilia. Anche in Prisma Ilia ci sta. Vedete un attimo. Ok, Saber. Ok, proprio lei. Proprio lei. Anche Vensfield. Di tutti e tre Vensfield. Ok. Petizionate Limited Bedworks. Quindi sì, è sempre solo lei. Ok, ha fatto tutto. Minchia, ha fatto solo lei. Saber. Minchia. Chi cazzo è? Ok. Orino Seraph. Food Wars. Wars. Ah, Fumi Senpai. Ah, ok. Saber, vabbè, sempre tutto Saber. Index. Trakusaibo. Ok, ha fatto un bel po'. Minchia, troppi lavori. Ok, 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 ok. Ok.
はセーバー役のカスメ役です。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催ということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。この2つの作品にはどこか似ているものがあるなと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は、厳しい冒険の中でも前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混ざり合い、新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました。あまり多くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのか、ぜひお楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中で、あなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会えますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
おー、クリスト
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。崩壊スターレイルとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方をぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとってもかっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ存分にお楽しみいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
Carino, mamma mia. Madonna, ricordi.
Big
Che
thanks to our voice
ricordi.
actors for those thoughtful messages. With the Honkai Star Roll and Face Tonight Unlimited Blade Works
Honkai
collab
Star
about to
Roll.
launch, we want to take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Nasu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee and everyone else involved for all their hard work on this collab.
Y'all are much appreciated.
Honestly, it's only with this kind of dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy!
In order to showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple
Okay.
angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another combat-filled program, Fate's Stay Night. It was a
okay.
night with no wind and no moon under the cool breeze of Penacony. The Trailblazer met the red-haired Lancer destined to cross their path. He stepped forward, raising his spear and uttered that iconic line.
The goddess of beauty is the most peerless beauty of them all.
Oh, so
Ah,
it's that
figo.
red-haired Lancer.
You got it. After the sweet dreams in the Holy Grail War tournament, the genius Skullum made some modifications to the Holy Grail. Now, the Grail can load the simulated data of past strikes.
Aspetta. Allora. Perché non player? Lancer, Archer, Assassin, Berserker, Saber, Caster, Rider. Sì, le 7 classi, sì, giusto.
Modifications to the Holy Grail.
Poi in teoria non so dovrebbe essere 8 perché ci dovrebbe essere anche Gilgamesh. In teoria.
Now, the Grail can load the simulated data of past
Cioè, che
striders
come
through the
extra
user's
Gilgamesh.
memories. So in Fate's Stay Night, Trailblazers will face off against many familiar and old friends in intense what?
Era Rider. No, non era Rider Gilgamesh.
B1 battles! Each contestant starts with unique skills and a set amount of health. Losing a round means losing health. And when your health hits 0, you're out.
Is there a smart way to beat your opponents?
At the start of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs. You can merge identical pieces to upgrade them. The higher the piece's
Okay.
rarity, the stronger the buff. Pieces of the same class have bonds between them too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are
Ah,
super important in this
okay.
Holy Grail War, huh?
Absolutely. And that's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire noble phantasms during battle for extra help. Plus, during combat, Trailblazers can have the chance to get
sigillo.
3 command spells. Using these spells
Telecomandi?
grants additional buffs.
Command spells, huh?
Come quali telecomandi
I'm
hanno
curious.
messo?
What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's player.
This Grail feels kind of off. Forking hell. Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money. Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra buff mechanics. The higher the corruption level, the more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemies. So
Okay,
watch your step,
ovviamente.
Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much. After all, this is a reality show competition, and just for entertainment. The organizers of Fate's Stay Night have also prepared a special Protected Mode competition. In Protected Mode, Trailblazers can fight using trial characters, and
Trial
enemy strength
character?
is toned down.
Ah, this way,
Okay.
new Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy the Holy Grail War experience.
Exactly. The production team cordially invites everyone watching to stay the night. Experience some epic battle action.
And score yourself some stellar jades and other awesome rewards.
Now, just a quick reminder,
Okay.
this Honkai Star Rail and Fate's Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration is split into 2 parts. The Trailblazer Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail, and the event, Fate's Stay Night. The Fate's Stay Night event will open for play on July 11th. The 2 programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome!
Ah.
So much content!
All right. Big thanks again to our 2 guests. That wraps up today's Fate Collab Update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
It's all part of the job.
Interessante.
Anything for the Trailblazers. So Trailblazers, my honored masters. Let's meet again in version 3.4. See you there.
We hope you'll stay the night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Madò, non vedo l'ora. Bello veramente, non vedo l'ora. L'11. Venerdì. Ok. Ok.